The face with the two cups, I'm gonna start crying. Like when we open them, I kind of glanced at Paul and glanced at my wife, and I was so blessed, so lucky, so appreciative. The time and the effort that Viola's put into designing it and creating it for all of us, it's really humbling. Yeah.
Bill, usually in the offseason, you lose a couple guys, you deliver the rings later. Only a handful of guys not on last year's team are not here tonight. What does it mean to pretty much almost have the full team here from that team here tonight?
Yeah, it's consistent, Jameson, with the theme. You know, when you hear us talk about the family part of the team, you can see this evening that how real that is and how tangible it is.
Mark, you walked.
Sorry.
You got up and toasted the families, and you referenced the families.
Yeah.
In your speech in the locker room, that was sexy as well. How much are they kind of sometimes the forgotten part? What they sacrifice for us?
You know, we try so hard not to, and in my instance, I'm not allowed to. Right, my kids are part of everything, and my wife, and I think for everybody, I think so. I think we have really tried extra hard to remember. I mean, a few years ago, we had a kids trip. That's unheard of. But the truth of the matter is that toast was sincere and it was true. That none of this happens without the support of our families and everybody, the support, everyone's families. You know, I know we travel and play and we're in press conferences like this, but there's people who have to work at the arena, you know, 40 plus, let's just say 60 plus nights a year, and it's hard, and you miss things. And the sacrifices that our families make for us because they love us, I don't think you can say thanks enough.
Bill Barkov ditched the crutches to walk up and get his ring. What does that say?
Next week, I think.
Next week.
Yeah.
What does it say? What does that say about him that he wants to show that he almost doesn't need to?
Yeah, he's not a real bold statement kind of guy. I might have been. I don't know. I'll ask him because I don't know. I apologize, and I'm not being coy. Knowing him, he's not like I'm gonna. You know,
Speaking of bold statements, just talk about that ring being a bold statement because you got to go bigger and better than the one from the year before.
Yeah, it's and there's similarities. I'm gonna take. That was one the guys had them downstairs, so that was from the American League in 2016. But putting them together, they're very, very similar, and yet unique and different. So it's hard to miss.
I feel like some of the Monsters ring. I'm sure when you won that Monsters ring, you thought that was the top of the mountain. Last year, you probably thought was the top of the mountain. Now here you are again. Just how does the feeling change each and every time?
It doesn't. So just before we got them, we were sitting with the Maurices, and Paul looked and said, "I'm so excited. I can't explain to you." And I said, "I know. This is the coolest. This is the greatest thing ever." And I think back, and the excitement is the same. If not better, I think maybe we appreciate it even more. I'm not sure, but no, it's real. It's a bunch of little kids down there.
Yeah, Paul compared the lead up to it sort of like the lead up to Christmas morning, just not knowing what it's going to look like. That all that. Just what was the lead up to tonight like for you, and that for the transition into starting all over again as you get ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, I had the opportunity on a couple of occasions to see versions, and I declined because I wanted to have this be special, and boy, oh boy, was I ever rewarded. Same thing for tomorrow. I think it's as much about seeing everybody, and some families came in, and everyone gets to dress up and come have a nice night together, and tomorrow we're back to work. And yeah, you just feel blessed and hungry to start it and try to do it again.
Bill,
That segues into my question, actually. I mean, now the thought is always three-peat when you've gotten to this opportunity, and just how much are you guys embracing that heading into this?
I don't think we're embracing that. I think it's more, okay, it's a new season. Even with our injuries, we have a pretty good team. What can we accomplish? We have a goal, and we'll try to do that. And You know, it's this year's trophy that you try to, just like everybody else.
Well, I think after every signing or trade you started with, first I'd like to thank the Viola family and then announce the news. Just what does it mean to have the Viola family being the ones giving out the rings? You talk about family. I mean, I know it starts up there with their
Yeah,
family.
and it's and Vinny and Teresa and Michael and Travis and John. It's preached all the time. If you've ever spent any time with them, you can see that the love that they have for each other. So it's real. It resonates. It transcends down, and it's very special because I do have the luxury of knowing how much time and effort and love they put into designing this, and it makes it extra special.
So if only a few people in this room knew what the rings looked like, anybody within the franchise or only the family?
I don't know. That's a good question. People kept asking me today. I said,
Somebody
I don't
made the
know.
video.
I guess the video guy must have known, right? But I don't know. Actually, I swear to God.
Obviously, you're missing some key guys to start for a couple months, but like you were talking about, you've got a pretty deep team and everything, and how you feel with the depth you have to kind of offset. You're never going to replace those two guys, but at the same time, being able to kind of weather through the time.
Yeah, we feel pretty good. If you just look pragmatically at our team last year, and you said, hey, you're going to have Barkov and Kachuk out, but you know what? We're going to help you. We're going to give you Jones and Marchand for a little while with a similar type group. You know, we think we're bullish on our team, and I think the biggest part of it is appreciating how hard it's going to be, and that it's not easy, and the fact that we know it might make that a little bit easier.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.